Mame ma watse ha eye Adom TV na watchi dwumadie na ene memne da anopa ye de eba ene no hye na watchi mu a esama etwagu ye edroso ye yimu akese miensa ye bedi mu nkomo anopa yi edin amegeso ene abena pokua renie enti sa wo hye na watchi dwumadie yi ensem no aya na ye di mu nkomo na ye ne abedwafo atena se no ma che o madwen ni mudi ahodo wo so mo de ba ene adwenkyere wo so odi tum no na wode aka ho na fiti sabe ko se no dubebo na obeka me ho na wotwe yede ebeba na ensem bi etwagu ye na wotwe mu no yenim se Ghana anti coalition eko ba ko a wo mo ekasa efa galamse ho wo mo yensem twafo hye mu na wo mo de ato aban nanim ese LI 2462 a na emakwan ma yetubitu fo magudie wo kwaye mu no mampani ehye hobo on hye no fanya dwuma edanchen so a omo ebo edimienu ye no no NDC constituency chairman a womo ewo miamia ahodro se womo edimu akotene galamse sem a win mrase bedwani so no so NDC mrase bedwani womo bo ne din ese de ekoso galamse de no hwasem no mampani ene naban enyemu hyehyemu na oman no ente womo ho ase galamse ko no ba bi omo de ekwakoduro akonta mining so dwumadi a na essay ensuo ene ensase so a aban atuso na mo no wo bo aban aba so e wo sakwan no so Erastus asare donko e the revelations ehunu bebre no a na ba ya kodi asompotam ho no mo former gudie to koso dendenden ba bi kro ho no ma wo mo etu former gudie no wo mo san so wo asrafo bambo a Erastus e ma yete asese big men bi a wo mo ewa aban mu esachire ene ye ne Erastus e bedi nkomo video sane sakan eye no go area obi entumi koho na so Erastus anya footages ne videos bia ye beyi bia kyerɛ na wahunu de ekoso na ye bisa se galamsey ekon no ye kon anase etesen asam kase etosum ye no eye NPP amanyoko no ene de ekoso ewo mu na mpanyifo si ginaye so pepon bosom da etoso aduasa baako ewo afia ye besim na womo ebehye na party na koto aba ayi womo efranka tuni animdefo pino wo party ni makasetia womo so a womo ewonim de ba no amanyo samye mutotoye akasetia party ni susu se no bebo amankabom womo ede akon enkoden ye behwe BC nsohwe so akona wie na no wokoda enya ne tie se invigilators and teachers 25 and o mache womo school penyefo ahodo bi so ekeka ho a na womo eduapo ye beji emukyeremu na yahwe se asuafo a womo tro sohwe no ebi de ye twam anase etesen tinsema kase miensen na ene ye bedi mu nkomo ewo dwumadie eso mame kai wo ese fitisabre ekosenondu ebebodi amegeso ene abena pokua renie mame twa me homra meda mabadwafo di na fe enkobo no yemfa enhyehye so beba sisia enkoma yede ebe hyase no eye NPP amanyoko nim enhyemu ekoso Council of Elders sanso na National Executive Committee nek no ekotena se omudi susue bi na abetodwa de adimu akotena ehosama kwaye bebre no ene se emfie bebre no atwam ene party no mabakosem ne kwan a ofaso eyi wo mo franka tufo no dudo nanim sabato ne hyase ewo polling station na bedu constituency na ba regional na fe aba national omo wie national no a ene wokoto aba eyi frankatuni afi we party no kyase omo sesan enuemamu wo mo di kan eyi frankatuni no ansa na wakoto aba e wo sa emiamia ho nyina na Justin Kodua Frimpong ene ye twetwefo panyima NPP na no hye mu ne kɔ na wie ye wono ne samtwefo kasa ye yen hyen komodie no se de ye hyase ene babia bedru yen koyechi na yen hwe bi
NPP amanyoko no mu mpanimfo National Executive Committee and National Council eye won hye mu wie ye pe na twetwefo pani de amanyoko no Justin Frimpong Kodua friends and twefo hye mu ya odi tudwa se
for can say your former MPs for say former constituency for executive ne former MMDC for and no more say o meka ho nyina no ni nyina o makwa adwendwem ne kwasem say National Council etra say etu ho eka ho nsem ebo ho nkomo no de akowie ne se nyame boa January 31st 2026 party no ye presidential primaries ne ye Frank Atuni a obedi party nanim ede ye asema National Council ede ababetudwa
we osan edit to just say kamia say NDC amanyekuo no ene Ghana police adwumakuo no aka won trapam ho ene wonom pese ablekuma north aba woto ne naano a wonom ntumi hu nipa a wodi nkonim no akosi wana wo mrahye bedwafie no omepe ne pomasibre wekiremu a NDC amanyekuo no hunu se nyi wonom ene di nkonim ewo saa bato mpasua no so eno nti ene wonom pese mo fa kuntuna ase ene policefo eka wontoma poma no a womo emma kwan mo mo enkohwe na polling stations miensa eka mu no womo nkakeka mbom no womo ntumi hu nipa a ya
tenase hu se eye boapayo se NDC aban ahye Ghana police for se mamu fa banbo enkoma electoral commission for no e mamu wie omadwuma ne nyina ne se omonim se omandi nkunim ewo Ablekumanov omadi nkuguo
This morning, I've had a visit from our members of parliament. I think that it was a very happy visit. It was a courtesy call, and it's a call to declare support for me. And I am so happy in terms of the group that have declared support for me from parliament. Now amounts to just over 60 members of parliament. And you know we have 88 members of parliament. And so that tells you that a very significant number of members of parliament have declared their support for me. I just want to use this opportunity to thank all of them. The leader of the group here is Amprechum, who coordinated this, the MP for Mampong. And I believe that this is going to be very, very important because the members of parliament, as you know, control the constituencies to a large extent. And I'm very, very happy for exactly what they have done today. It's a strong show of support, and I thank them and I thank God for this strong show of support. And off we go. There's a lot of hard work to be done so that we can help the party and help the country. And I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you very much.
Masibedwa for NPP for Dresia 16 in the tree. And yaka one boom Ababesra Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and support Amano. Na ye ba ye nso nkomo no akokama pa ebota nam so de ba ne se 88 in the parliament and is a mu 60 kura atumi aba ne a ye nim pefe se ye nuanom bi a omo atu kwan ebinom kura ehon fa omo na se bibi nti omo antumi anka ho am ya ma na nka omo nyina mpo ba ya ka be bebre na so 60 ne kura atumi ba ye no eye de se nkura kese e kire do overwhelming supporter the rank and file no edema Dr. Mahmoud Baumia so no any penny a obedi party anymore ye betumi wini election no
2024 election no ye koye no na ebinim si ye frefre ebinim baaye na omo baaye no enye omo peso ena omo baaye enam say ye wa aban mu nti no nti ebinim wa positions a eze o anko support Dr. Baumia ye be yiwe free ho sisi a ye kasa ye ni aban mu nti obi biara obehu ni wa ha no na che say ne peso ena odi abaha. So there's no threats, there's no enticements. You came here on your own volition. That is what we are trying to say. We have almost about 60 MPs out of the 88 MPs that attended this meeting. So obviously, obetise obiseo nipa 30 nipa 50 eta presidential aspirant BHE nanso osi omunkanya kura enkodru 6 na enemri semua munitia mohu numbers a omaba abehia wa ha. So this one should tell you that there's no compulsion. Everybody came here on his own volition.
Enti obi a opese contest bia yo de share o sefata nanso dodo no gidie ne se ono ne nipa ye fele se okwa obeboa. Enti it is to encourage him and it's to assure him say yenyina ye ne no ebeye adwuma tisesa na esi fata ama nkunimdie no etimi aye ne dia ama ye party ne so etimi afa ne ntoma pa efra.
Ene day Ghana emaba emrantie ene mpanimfo memu bedi nkita ho kakra fie ben wotwe atwam yi ana bato amotoma na na adodan kwakufu ado ma ya kwanya ma ibidi omen so sabre no mu omampani na na adodan kwakufu ado ma makwanya ama me begina mu ma wanfo a wobosomtwe enu achi no mesan ebeye deputy minister of education echire bi sa beye minister for education nam sa kwanya yi so adwuma me yeye ewo mo anim munyina mu di ho adanse ne de makono ye mefe ene se bia menam bia bihia mo a bitimi ba ho be ka kire se Dr. Duchum ye da wase ene adwuma pa wo ye ma omen menso me da mo ase ewo pepa munya ene mpa abo amoboye ede ta machi ma madwuma ye no nso ebe so mo ani me da mo ase pa nyame enhyira mo ma bravo munyina ade ba akwa me hu se nyame ema makwanya se me mesom esom no ede me kopie abrochimemu o my friend America ana California ko California nyame ye madom ema obibini me ko bie school sakese be me ensa wo ho ede som America man enche pi America emrase bedwom ebo mabaso ema mamo ewo dwuma me koye wo ho be mfie aduonu a atwamu yi enam sa kwanya no so eno mampani samre no onye ni mampani na na dan kwakufu ado be pie ho be hu madwuma ne hu dwuri no ka kire me se krache bragana na be
NPP amanyokumu ene sedia eniomate ena yetwa bi mfoni kakra ne emesi na wotwe mu no yetwa bi ache no panyi okasa twa to yi eye doctor ya wose yadutwum kan na oyosofo hye omayi enwomasua ensem so no ya bedi akire ansa na oba be yesofo nankasa ne dwumadi a wadi bie obi man so ne Ghana de na tese oboboso no wose no ene kandifo no a obetumi di NPP akoji akonya no e wa fimpim no ene adwenu nwotwe yesanso ni museyira Kennedy ohene Japan wono aso declare watudin ese kwan bia so obesi akansie no wodin ho bagim akopre beto franka ama party no Dr. Mamudu Bawumia kane mampani abedi akire wono so ache so obekwa ma emrase bedwafo bia amane ayete ne so obebrodusia omo nyina ache so motanachi yesanso nya ne tie se Dr. Brenda Champon abeti fia baton pesua so mrase bedwani ya kane no yeso afo hwenuane ene kwadwuma so wono so conteste ye kansie no nyomokwa yewrada ni mu so akasa na yewraboache gya kompanyifo nyina edi aba abonten na emu nkomodie de ekoso dakromode ase koto so aba ya akoye mentwe womo atwe amenti ase ewo party nim no mamekwa ahoma so na mene yewra Jonathan Asante Ochre oye political science lecturer ewo Cape Coast University yene no nim komo na yenhwe de ekoso party nim we for no dien healthy ema wo mo na yewra Ochre machi.
Hello, good morning.
Yeda se ene wobre anopai na de ekoso ewo NPP amanyoko ni mo dien na wo se party no na wonya sanka bom ni anokro no a wo mo de beko akomanim.
Yo, Nnawotwe, mamenye a little correction.
Okay.
Maybe Dr. Jonathan Asante, not a political science lecturer, but a political analyst and a senior lecturer in the University of Cape Coast.
Yeah, that's it.
And bisa WhatsApp no bi Nnawotwe.
Na maybe sasa de ekoso MPP mo hye eda wo ma hye January 31st. Empanyefo bi no aba abonche raboache gya kokra de describe no se sebi atiefo ma yensehunu brofo no na menka ne saa eno achi so no yewra adanimo se eni nyina so se obeka se mo ye no top down approach ukoyi franka tuni ansa na wakwase akoyi omo maka ase mo ache ebi efo so ebi mfo so way forward for party no wo sha ye de
Go forward for the party. In Perifoya Muka Bibi said, Uncle Fire to a mufono. Oh, yes, Simonu. Ohiana Wenyeska in Tunufo. politicians, most often than not, almost so you shouldn't do politicians always I am near a bit to me and to their benefit or will give them some kind of advantage because Abribiano elections and so it is all about elections, but it's not about giving advantage to your political opponent. And winning, na edin kind to Chadi Edikan. Now, if top-down approach system on the banner. So now I was a binary. Say, from the positive aspect, MPP, Sika F more elections, local elections, before the 2024 elections or internal elections, before the 2024 elections, from the branch level, from the constituency, your friend is saying regional and even national, till the presidential elections, primaries itself. And we heard the kind of money Dr. Bamia has reported, his camp is reported to have paid. That of Mr. Kennedy Japan is his camp, what is reported to have given to the delegates. And in the social side, we are then some of the top-down approaching a bar. And be a position here, a presidential candidate, especially when you are preparing to go for elections. And in the top-down approach, and then it means to say there is the likelihood say sa sikana nka free asiho organize the basro sa siketua no esobete. Esan say si akwakwo yi yewura ba mi ana yakwo yi Kennedy ana yakwo yi yewura Dutwuma ana say yewura Brida. Then more maka ase ho no some mpa musika na mfanya elections ana mun compete and phobia. But apart from this positive aspect no there are problems na betimi na brɛ problems na dia dos. Esan say among your lucky fancy that about me winning elections now. It is going to create democratic autocracy or tyranny. Now, suddenly, competition elections move from the lower to the top. This is the first time we meet from the top to the bottom. From the lower to the top, that competition will no longer be there. It is a about me and winning in Kankanano because internal from the bottom to the top. Every presidential candidate on a hopeful officer will bet me winning elections. You will want to invest in the lower to the top so that Kokosi Sabrambato presidential. Na kacha so wonim say sound do way and a betimi abo omotimi winning elections. And so I had a calculation to say at least this number of persons betimi atu aban at the amano for the internal flag bearership. This is not the case anymore. Secondly, Walker said you are going to use the old register. To use the old register means you are creating an advantage for one individual. What is that? Because that individual won with the old system. You won with the old system, that is not about me. So you can never have a significant change because the old executives, Omoana Esanakwakoto Abano, during on the 31st of January. So a difference is a pan officer a bit miaba. So if the architecture, the organogram of the whole process will inure to the advantage of one individual, then is it the case to say, NEC, they took that decision deliberately, say, back for that the rest and it also be on that side. So here to abandon from the lower to the top. Some executives will have lost out. Old ones will have lost out. And you will have had new set of branch, constituency, regional and national executives. But if that is not the case, then it means to say one person, will have advantage over the rest. And if that architecture is created, then disunity, a better more. If they are not careful, there could be an implosion within the party. So if it is a matter of saying the way forward, then I would have advised them to say they should go by the old system. After all, they have not brought any constitutional amendment yet So the constitutional amendment probably that they intend to propose somewhere July, that is next month thereabout. I don't know, of course, that is the time I will be burying my mother. That so well, if that is how they think is the way forward, it is because they want to cure a certain mischief. It's the same way curing that mischief has created more problems for the party or more created disunity. Some years back, you remember, say, Omunya Nipa do and so contest here and create problems at the Mawamu. So going forward, Omuya Margin say, yeah, but to about for president and a presidential candidate, to do a contest a brew in Numudia and a special presidential primaries after winning a Num.
Okay.
Now, yes.
Yeah.
So, Abanisana,
okay.
Like I say, you have the obedient kind of presidential primaries, special presidential primaries, and talk say Sani Lucy. And into the Abanisana, the surprise element within the election, what to actually. Sankanipan corner once, nomina Oye Lucia, and the process is fair. They will have no option than to support the winner. But that has not been the case. So we have advised them, say, as part of the constitutional amendment, they should amend that particular article.
Okay. Now, sir, unsenchemuno ebano dodo na kase anamona party na to be to me favor obakofo esan some de album dada no na akoto ba sa wo hye party no history eni nchemu ayewra Justin Kodua Frimpon de to mu a wo che se party no say ye national akosi police stations no omo san kọ abato so biem a duduo no a ewini ebuo no abeso ha mutichemu aduoso a etimi kọ akodu ha mutichemu aduowotwe na esan wini ewo abato mu ti enkobasa ye kọ abato foforo no omo ano muti so nyina no kwa mafoforo ba na obi akase ginaye omasie no ebe favor obi anase en favor obi wonene ya adwen wasa kwa no so se wo from 92 eba ebesi 2000 no sa trend no na akọ ebetumi asese ne yi
afie bia ni emu eburo enu ntino in as much as nipa dasani omo adwene no enye robot no waka say omo adwene sa over the period, so there's likelihood say omoyewe the position of the Tabamia within the party. He doesn't have that overwhelming support like what Mr. Akufo-Addo had, like what Mr. Akufo had. He doesn't have that. Because to be in government, be supported by the establishment, and in both the presidential, special presidential primaries and the presidential primaries, you never had 70. You are just hovering around 61, 62, 63 or so. So such a person will need some overwhelming grassroots support. But the system could easily, create a situation now between amano and elections now, without some kind of difficulty. And we share to say, elite support Yoruba. What about the grassroots? They are always in the majority. So if he doesn't have that grassroots support, then it's going to be difficult. So for example, Okoko Dibe is a 14 or 20 days in Ashanti region with a view, or create a situation by solving some of the problems there. At the end of the day, it did not work out. He has that person. Yes, he's a good person. He's a good candidate. No two ways about that. But the point ought to be made to say, Ebinum won say, well, no, Kofobi the Shishaman, Obenya Sakonyan. Name, say, ye case one more a day part the chum Mufuma won't come. And you know, some perception now, Kofodu moon, the Kunun, and money has a strong acceptability among certain stalwarts of the party, any other grassroots way. So Justin Kodua, for example, could lose the elections.
Okay.
But to say a top-down approach now, these people, all of them will easily say they are aligning themselves with the Tabamia. So why wouldn't you vote for them? Because they share the vision and mission of Dr. Bawumia. And then the other thing too is that Dr. Bawumia, because this thing will not create internal competitiveness, what he can also do if he should win is that he can use his position to create a situation say one more opposing no only one that. It is only one there. Next one we need presidential premise there.
Okay.
For crime so adia brabra woman wow some microphone do na intimi enwini. So you are going to have an election, all right, but it is just going to be a democratic autocracy or democratic tyranny.
Mate.
Will control or party chain will be out.
Yenshe Jinaya party next no nyina mu no mo chese July 16th omo eko conference na fei sansusue ni nyina no makwaje atum nti se o delegate ni kra no mo ebeje omatum no mo de ato aba na se enyo na ebeto aba no omo nyansi se Jinaye no wo sha ensusue bi beba from there yatie efiti do mo ye meeting wie ye January 31st omo ede ko no makosi Jinaye no wo expect se bibi fufuro bi beba from there yatie dada no ana.
Well, as it stands now, Sanka Eban say ye to abana from Asia could do national. It will have given them some kind of mandate, a democratic mandate of a sort. Sesia and top-down approach, that indisciplinary equal Ebekoswa until say be at 31st January number 12 near Ebeyino, because you don't expect Kennedy Japan to lie low. He's not. A situation where the system is going to create disadvantage for him, he will not lie low. He will come out because we know, say, he's a maverick. He does not hide his feelings. He does not hide his disquiet. So maybe and yet a dear a fata and I say so obviously, those skirmishes will come up to that time. But at this point, the Nim said, maybe if they listen to critics like some of us and they want to change and go by the old system there, well, that will help them anyway. But that obviously, in the semblance of unity in the it sounds like it is going to be very competitive. But I look at it, say, they don't want to spend that money because that's how I see it's likely to happen. Because we don't about me, for example, then it means it's a election there. You do not expect those at the top to take interest. After all, you can't take interest from the bottom to the top. That interest is no longer there because presidential candidate in a way. So what else will happen? So I don't foresee any change unless maybe NEC haven't sat down to listen to some kind of internal criticism, and those who are outside listening to their critical assessment of that decision, they want to change their. That will equally help them. Other than that, they have certainly pressed the self-destruct button already.
Mate meda say na mamifa ira boache ejako chairman statement to make here or say it is total nonsense. Say party no be si Jinaye eti say omokwa kwoto aba ayi flag bearer and san omakwase akwoto aba na abekowie na national executive we be catch say me candidate no no e na mokoyi no ansa na meba be dijuma na eche say the party no e to amnam one ne adwen.
Certainly. I've always said, say, he whom the gods want to destroy, they first to make mad. That particular way, I idea is NPP, but they did not accept it till they lost their elections. They have still not learned their lessons along the line. And as the more likelihood, they have already pressed the self-destruct button. Dr. Baumia will not get the support that he deserves from the rest he will compete with. Because maybe some who say, he gave his avowed support, unflinching support to Dr. Baumia.
Yeah.
A man misspeak here, crapo. A national topic near there. So, in the name of this person, now what misspeak here? How come suddenly you want to go and contest him? What has happened? Is it the case to say, Washani abysmal performance now? He feels to say he's a better candidate than Dr. Baumia. Okay. What has really changed? That he also wants to be in the fray. So what you Raja kind of there? I mean, because Sadi independence da. Nipadadana omuyi Sani Pano Ewo 2024. Sanko for the Duanana Edisa Abom no Kwakoto Abadia. You don't expect any seismic change.
Mate. Yera ochema menase ene bra wanya amaya no pay owura Jonathan Asante oche political analyst ena yene no ebo enkobo no Cape Coast University so woye checheni na mamembra studio na afe yeni enkomo ewo ha yebesan so akwa homa so biem kwakunoa eka NPP omoda ubofo no oye member sanso ena Felix abusuapanyi Monko wono eye government communications member ya nyomo enko mamenko kweku mache
ye ni amena
etisen
nyamena dom
ye do ba de na se ba bia fi banso e
ebe nyamena dom finfiri manti um kwadwe adwuma kwan ni sia hoboko yusu ta no otonzi enyimda afi ze bro baba asa simboro ba
abro nko a
ebe se bro ba sisi adoko na nkan no wose nde no boy dzin mo 25 cities ma me bia ne pia muhe ma asi ovende ala jo junction we ma me ton dokun ho bisa no bo
ahomachi ya ko bisa adan ka ko
bia ne pesa na be na nka dokun
na me bisa na nka ko to bia ahomachi ya na
da bi mu du hon o de me bisa no bo
ba bia free ba nyina ala jo na be bisa dokun ho
sen nkran na we amode dokun chechere bi ntu me fa dokun ni
bisa no say
bisa no da mo da 50,000 or 5 cities Oda won da man ti bro bompa de nso orutoi ondu fo mi ye na ebro mbu na dokon no de nso na onko 50 pesos
mate
amam kita wan si da metu mezabi nti
medase abusa panyi mache
ya me de
let us say
ni nyame ya ye de aye pa
ufuma pani na ho na eba yi
me anope be hu no
mate na yen hwe me hyase wo kwakuno wa ehonom party general message January 31st mukoyi flag bearer nkrofo say ebin sida ase mo chinchimu niema se de be ya bo be favor Dr. Bawumia sana hunu no na de party aka no nyom ya adwen
ozi kan mamenda se bebre na minchi ahwefo na yinwa na ebia bibi nti we boy we firi no ho na wo tei oyeyi mamenda se na yenchi awi na nkankan finfiri manto mofo yin adwuma kwan ni siam NPP for ho na Ghana for ho yinara my sister national conference wonu dwumaye a wokoye yi emda afi we hie mpene bien ko wadigi Michael Kwe committee report no was set committee the one konkohwe committee no one konkohwe constitutional review na nansen ara so wasan kwhia bio ukwhia oye banada na once more gbe ni ensema wode ba no oye ibasa odzikan ye date a wahye MPP constitution na yezire chechire MPP bia ye MPP no ono na osha wo ma national council kwan the one maber won wo be shabere na ba bia wo boto abawoze yi wo bekitanya no franka the constitution na so shede say yenyi abema odo wodi de mudwuma no busum edonu anan 24 months before the time I was about to abana obodu ye wa ba medza no oda ye busum du bia akon 11 months na wo ye de madina mpo wi a o de wo boi kwan to ho busum esia ansa na abato na ye boto na edu nti kikabo ma busum edonu anan nti kesia wo o ye 30 months nti e wo dem 30 months ya constitution na wa tworo wo ye amendment nti sisi a ye ti NPP constitution kita sisi a ye ze den ye ziruzi dwuma nna wa tworo na wa akoto na wezi dem dwuma ana dem dwuma wezi no onye yan nhyehyɛ no bo ebira na ombo ebira oto de bien yati yan date ayete ko yan national conference ma dodo na proposals a wazaba emimansa aka oye 303 pages wazaba o de ye ina ye kwehiem fa akor na ye bobo hu bi ebeja atum ye gitum sakra ye be ye ebi mu wo susu de even police station na ayer kan wase won be ebi so wo kire de wo mo biara ntu bi ni ina ya za yeko na oto de baasa ohia anka mi mbida no na sisi ara obeye twapia ato ho but merka de besi no de besi asem de my sister ibenti no hene taase mbrada munko oso ya rushapin no ohene taase o teguado o ridade ohene ye kire no busum eseni na isi ankrofo wanu abeye zanzanzan wo pere ne jadin bo bedinade atibida ohene wu ya nke ya pray ya nwere ya hwo jadin Tisi ya to aba o man pay ma yezo man ya chane sa onye 6 months we bubu amen but the NPP ko now say da oboko one primary sir wash and easy wash and choy or the fee a fast house or won't you be house or DB and no who cracked out wife where didn't know other or Robert can was it and a man the trade woman paying if you say but bread as some other two and or ye zing can that Mr. Stay your Bessia Uncle Yabon where ye pan come up with ya can was him oh yeah I break man off parliamentary resource ya can was him yes about to go
but yeah stick it to na ye be ko
remember national council meeting a year but me said that ye dudu na ye mpia e kwa break man off a ewrab na oben o ye besia e na yen mami efriye onu so ye besia if a parliament in besia fu war parliament this year if I want 275 na 14% na we ye besia fu o man pay na board the shan do be besia fu ado so won cabinet no okwa ye no okoyi nyipetu nyipetu no kura kura mandatory oya gender ministry na momola ti ono zeno ntumi fa mi kwaku no wa na mfa bushapin nkwaso do nkoya gender ministry asembesi mbeku wo committee na won fa mbe yin nkwana dem na Elizabeth okohwe agri business do nti wonde dem ayini na no abaye asema mbesiafo ebien wa akọ contest na besin de yentumi yi ame metina blekman of kakra awo kakra wom eba wo friend odoko da kuma kakra wom sunflower kakra wom nsu orututo ye hu nsu yi pa wo friend nsu yi ablekman of o pa sisa wonyo obie said won nyama mpofo ye ma obotuma kozi waginem nti nke yi o ye national asset this MPs common for what's what they call ye they come
nti so wo person che say de ye di common na ye di no ase ye o man no e focus no enya ho na wo say kwa na
besi wo e kire de amanfo woni giza wonyan mo wo gbotwi koto aba mo man pay ma no da ato o sande na na boshe o hye bebrebe ehu bebre no mo onka amanfo na nkasa no mbai
eno ye de wen
my sister what ka galam say asem
me ba galam say part of me topic me say January 31st date na party ni dia say ye brada ni mo Dr. Bernard Champon ye raboache jakon ora Kennedy Japan che say empanyifo apart from Dr. Baumia omo nyina e kasete de data mo dia say
bocho
so bon ne say mo skill ni o ma say be favor no na ono asan so bi ni sansa abo meden bae no edo na mo sande akose mo beje tum se do na mo de bae na se mo nyintum no ye be hunu ye July 16th eno ne de mo ya na
mo pocho me beka de maseme ehun de papa ye kan friend also ye political science and political analyst masianara odu bri na ye ka asema ye hwehwa ye ndra asem no mu asuko nsem abien bi ozoto ma mi ya no mi nwrem osin de o friend den Baumia onu onye popular we yi ni mu we kaka man na idea kwaka sa mu bi but onna men sama wa keke to de yi if you man kwa ni dezi Baum Dr. Baumia anye hen presidential candidate first time vote onyan no obiara nko emu onya damada if o man pay kufu and first time onya dem if a president kufu edo and first time primaries nimpo one cross 50% legon instead of them ko san ko run off na ala ne kedo ozaman in the second time we benya dem overwhelming majority nti o ka dem asem na onya no kwar Iba dem yen police station or send them who are what to abada dana and what saying about to aba and why ye mami ememo constituency elections in 2013. Na me baby da kra na me wini nyimpa oye abon man onye oye constituency secretary or contest ye to aba onye 66 onye pa na oye constituency secretary no okwa round oye elections or combese da ye about to aba da kra na what to be what the fofra aba into some of the delegates ni po na me nyim ho Nti sa ye wadwuma ye na aton wonsem ye ye hu mana enye people na ye wa ben the current EC chairperson ye Akufo-Addo no fa John Mahama 2016 wan fa Charlotte say NPP the 20 ibi ndede na yanje ye o na yisiri ye dam but what wa ba na ye ton ye nsem ye no hwe aba ye di win was overwhelming unprecedented but in that so Charlotte say Jane Mens atibi na Akufo-Addo no fa so yisi hwe NDC bi ndede na wanye Ghana card which was one pin, but you got to abana what on once a ye a chain, what on once a ye chain. A man for the G2, Masha once who have been unprecedented. It is a 1 year, and she said, it's any pan over ye. Mana time one fan question next 2028, no bottle, being you papa can in Brabia in Washa, when you be more favor than you, but in Kamana, but war about church, but then one way new trust, another one will be sitting. No, I shall party now because uncle as more hurricane. Mpacho wafuma. Also, now this is the first time non-Tibida. There is always a first time. Mana enka namba
na mo hebe boa mo
mes ebe no on boa nka waye oye yipa de wo ye patrol mbi hwe ye police station mbra ye presidential asa 2007 ye koto na constituency bia wo yipa 10 chairman no selective no we ko chim wo faako eni nzimbo the constitution e kire national council no wo be ma date and venue but this time around police station what won every constituency what international council no be kire ba bia on face wo be ye nhye ato if you na be be da bi ye mbe na ni bi insida Ghana ha na bi insida na chairman funu wokoto na ye be ma police station executive a woto aban wo boto bi na bi insida in 2015 NDC won so wokobem de obiara okita card won kwato aban won to wokoye na ambo won wasesa wo ja ko delegate system intade biara on fa ba ya also there is always a first time
nti we na try and error na
ya try and error
okay
me no ya try and error me jiti there wo first time adi wodi mo sisi aduma efa mo sisi na me nda no pa mo nye political show but mo di ba ye atim say ye gudu yere mo di ba ye go mo badanda mo gbogbo ba na abesi ebeye gina ipe nti ma share there me share party fo there's a party asem ba ye obabi a ye kan ya asem se njise bi ba na ntansa constitutional ma akonya de ye but ye ba de me ye ba abranti ye busape ha beti
pedase kwa kuno wa
busape ha beti ndaduma sisa ba me daduma ba be go so kase nkore bi on ba ka njise ya ba da tu gwe abrekuma no ofu nso ore fa nkrofi but sisa ore be jan wa ka NPP ko bi wa ba ye kotu so
pedase kwa kuno wa e ka sama NPP abusapenyi munko
nso hwa ne ba nya ma ore chiro
abusapenyi de koso e wo NPP ma ye di munko mu yi minim se NDC so amanyoko kese pa etere bi agina ni bi won ma party BBC ebekọ achi no na akodi akotwa ye bi won so na ankoye ba bia wote ne de beba ya kan top to down to top unu se de omoye no ne kwanso ano no ana
me da say me ne abia ma memfa we free so da binchia and the production team na biwe aminchia me nua yeso kwaku won kwaku noa minchia me nua kwaku noa de tete dimpa nkura sai dina na jeze we tete diba na ene ahwefo nyina na yetiefu mo ngachi na be chi o mampeni so o tie gbakso na abedi akire me nua bia woni
ma me oho
na no ya na ne nua bia fim di bakosie no ye nyina
ene mon shede
ye man yako ne yabusia no minu bia abda onim MPP fo wonsu ban nyina kwese sakraboto on say ye mfante wonde wo ba tai wo hopa
anu ye de
Christmas fo na wo dress no
okay
sana wo wi anu akoyi egu no wa normal denti na mekasa NPP na ye kan na ye nim tete edini odo isas MPP de nini Pitala jete MPP no enini you can mention them DH Mensa even recently kula anche bia president Kufuor betina so ansa no betina so dambotwe mu no won ekika that MPP is MPP de ni I'm not an MPP member and I don't pretend to be one. And I would never sympathize with them. But I'm surprised. Say nipo mu to me talk to omu say omu nim defo knowledgeable party. Look at how they are running the party. Now when you bibi amawasi how bonokoro no. Enini. So I top down approach your model. I'm surprised. Ni nyina I mean one say MPP for na ye grassroots for nankasa no wona idin no wohwe but if me a member of MPP ma
Cabareting
in can organize a revolt against the current leadership. I will organize a revolt against this current leadership. Makwako yako competition just 6 months ago. And look at the disgraceful defeat. It has never happened. You understand? They didn't see that. Gladys Asimamu party, lady. And you know friend Margaret Chachado.
It's you.
Na makwa social near ma banchini bro ne hun tomatoes ne nkosua ne makohwie gusem bam. Now the leader now mo told us say ono no ye economic wizard. Ono ye messiah. Oba former second lady to be catched say my husband is economic wizard. Whiskey. He knows everything about the economy. President Ankasa Tautono, the Entia Mekofa, Alaji Baumia by the say, Sidi na ya hata, into being here. I mean, the buy so best solve Sidi no. Nama Sidi na China Nenya, what they na 1-to-1. That's what Nanado said. Or can maybe your boardings are the Kuma one of so to area or no Gina no kind, no the chain. Ye kwaya waso west by election crowd here. So asaba ka say bawomia ni o bawomia nyansa nyankopon di nyansa di bi agina shadow sa. Na mo de na kwako if you say na na do amemu no eye poto. Obehwegui ha. O mampani wa bagana be disgrace Ghanaians. I say NPP poto yo mampani na nekufo ado. One bawomia. Obi a utumi ukachense wo economic messiah na journalist phone sam chirofo begina wadim no obi sa wo say nanado economy hu asem ukade dai because ye bre ade nanado kai asem kache de say economy de agensem agempome apopo bibira njefi ho afa ye no ye ba omi anu me lose interest wo no mo ntumi nye na emum ni obeba betimade no the next government will come and build up the economy. He said it's a cheerful.
One cassette Baumia, a dinner hammer, and I want to be near baby. Me nim any audio and I say any write up over baby or can't suffer Dr. Baumia home into your uncle.
Meda sepa abena. Why are they? Sana kind. Sana mementi because Obi a the economic wizard aba.
Into what dance the her.
Play the Nnawotwe voice. Maybe a young watching him and I do say economy don't to be young charge. This is next government. What's one also work economist?
Next government not kind of next government not their buying.
Now I am not buying Quebec chose but me a baby ye. On the quay. On no not be the children for over April 8 years.
Now say Baumia still a next government because I know no government.
Konya kukudru no country Ghana for say no be the children moto man obey ni.
But there can one yes son okay na
me say son of papa children
na wo chemu to mean say son wo.
So nti jama me ti aseden me de say me nyan krani me nim doko na aben. Minim doko na aben ti doko ni si wona aben minim na mum doko na se ahye wona de binim se me aben so bi a wona na rane opposition 8 years wa power for 8 years would not tout akati the whole world so on economy dey onu ba omi an be ka kire dey what a solid team economic management team kojo pon kuruma mo tauto no papa senior minister no friend dey ya wasafumafo Onyina wo se ye bo ase da bia ye mfa ma no
nti na o de ba me topic
na ya ba be hwie gu se tim na president akasa yi na maka che ni se wagensam anyeye musa hihye de daba o se ye yo se the next government tie ya na kufado en bawomia and a World Bank report ka kire ye say 2022 alone nipa ko poverty mu 850,000 because of inflation.
And to share the decision of NPP say January 31st because baby I want nam no.
Men call baby I me nam le no super.
Na me tell say because so bre na call account 3 minutes.
No problem. Me tell. You see, sa niema we nyina chia wokotu gui na wodi gugu ball so chimo no. Na mo betena se na mo tumi manage mu party no. No mo hwe mu leadership no nipa mo de won ko akon. Na nka binim say wote woponko so. Now the new America no ponkon de wo hwe foma. No ponkon na mbua. Wo sho ponkon do man na ngana hele. Ansa na wasande da kwa kutu America foforo. Wo nka nchi onipa no otene so ne se oponkon na bere ono ntena se. Na nipa de ne aponkon kutu America. Wonye ne sa. You prepare the horse. You make sure that the horse is healed. Ansa na wasara kotena no so de na to America. Nipa di mu party de ni general secretary wo ho. Party chairman crowd na anu ya wonasa atro abase em se ne ho dodo no ntia po na busu afo de kai o se no mental capability
na ya pomodi ho asem ntia no anu ya mfe ni
wo se untumi nti on do wonyi ne mfimu kura general secretary no ye a chief executive of the party. No share na mo ko hwie nyina gu menia kwaku no what ya. Mo hwe nka sa asem ne se ogadi organizer emra ya mi ne mo ne ade ne na mwure mu na wo ye campaign. No organizer gina a platform so di asawo. That is the problem. That's the difficulties. When you organizer then or ye. Emra Pablo nam mwure mu no ka say green soldiers me go green army. No the one nam from nam market no. Where were they? I know the problem e one PP mo say almost solve mako rounds akwaji nyanti am hwe from mo floppy. Now you kura mo thank you to on sika nwoko bem. Mo hwe sa asemi nyina mo former MP. Look at the personalities like Ata Kennedy. O criticize mo se ba suspend no. Nyawo tabakru founding member. Tie
Pacho so onye founding member.
Also onye medase.
So onye founding member.
Also onye founding member. Medase. Tie Dr. Mwakuba or your founding member. Any also Satan has taken over the NPP. There is no leadership anymore. Dr. Richard Amwakuba laments. Owieno yankasa yan papa adai ni mo obi odinu mo ye decent person, one of the decent guys in NPP.
Now do anu see amame.
Also NPP decision now on taking bring a business. So be any so owie no na buache jako ono so de buy no ka kire say ya ka se biribi ye nonsense anyansa nimu a decision we ya on take. So NPP nkrofo e muntie grassroots and mo pedofo say mo decision be take here. Now you should set the leadership. No one feel so answer the man to me skill bibi the amaba alajiba we want him to come. Yemi ayire dada mo manemra we whip him again.
Meda say abusia panyi munko and na tedeka no
my sister
3 minutes
rebata na no da bro na no wa je ni gidi na me hwedi me say maybe kala mufu yi me di ba ye what's motor tax papa adwuma ori yi na wodi twa na ka enwa aso be gina kan
of today
order so no ye NPP nya ko bo mobilize youth the one concern them our party office the one fan two one fido
yes sir na
o can dem I will catch him
that be
o can
so asema o can say we bia anasa na o ka buso penyi so ko say dem akokon
Messi me person muntie ni me minim say o tey na yesan ka na we answer na
ma me say wo ha
me say
uni hade anka me ka
en ka mobilize people will revolt
to revolt now kind
our leadership
revolt
no and opa yenya yemfa
revolt what brofo into wo na waka kira se
ye be so na tia ma ye yi won afi wo ye be so na tia ma yi won afi wo ye be yi won afi wo ye be make so so ye be
point well made am say pay me that's if you so upon
me fi so upon na marketing domination
yeah na twado kakra
na apemu so ka
me say osi ye bo so ye tia ne yi won afi wo enu na asi sati oye ne namba ba ndc ekumfi he futu embra war my appointment was one say won yipo one parliamentary candidate woko party office woko show one party ndama papa yo te here was aban ni siketua ne kai was emi na awo ye ntutu so dudu tua ne kai ono na o sha asem wo ye the matter eni na ansa yara ekwo bronga half a was school feeding edibana woro nua amba school fo was chairman DC wa yin ko enti party fo no mbabu na abo wa kwos mbofra wa edibana wo no mi hwe video so one man mbofra wa ndida wo kofia wo bedidi wa say enti dem suban na wo di sha ban ma wo di sha one party asefo wo di yeyi eye wo kemam kebio nkana onoreka ayi dan rocha mo ayi na odi bibi asedu nkatia mo chairman mbra na o secretary wan kan tira mo the backing dog had been changed. Or not refer to Rollins or no or to any party or the Bujakos our voter region. One can be answered. Or come on away you with one deputy general secretary, Kokoido, one former central regional chairman, Kokoido, Yakasian or Cambodi. Be one if you
made us say,
Tony, one can't join the NDC Walk of Congress on Kobu Sunday, walk on Yasafubia and Becasa. It is a mess of one, my marriage there. Man, say 4 years, one for me.
Made us say. Kwakuma meda se na abusapanyi we de wakasa bebre nti we de ma mentwa me ho me ba ye program say na ya hwede ekoso na wotwe mu na yewra kanasigbe yewra sanyo hosi ni panyifo bi eka wo mo ho a o mateko a wo mo de ekutia galamsey wo mo de atoma mpani mahama nim se bose bi a wo seye bra no opposition fanya adwuma LI 2462 ya emma nipa bi kwan mom borɔ ye kwaye mu kwaye ekotu fo agudie no waka so be ye fi ho wo mo so gusu etwen abosumi sienie wo mo nte ho hye firi mampade ho onka ho asɛm